Hi everyone, my name is Lance.
Hi Lance.
How are you doing today? Good. Well, my name is Lance Anthony. I'm a financial advisor. This is David Calderon. He's a financial advisor too. We manage $500 million for clients.
Woo.
And we're just here just to talk to you about the simple ways of saving. And we're just going to kick it off, just tell you everyday things you could do where you just put a little bit of money away and you have $1 million.
As Lance said, we manage quite a bit of money for a lot of different clients. And what I'm here to talk to you about today might seem a little crazy because I'm talking about something that's going to happen well in the future. How old are you guys?
16.
16. So I'm talking about something that's going to happen 50 years down the road for you guys, which is retirement. And I know that sounds crazy, but it is one of the most important things you need to plan for in your life. And we found that in our dealings with clients, and even just in our own lives, most people don't start planning their retirement until they're 25 or 30, and it's way too late. And they end up playing catch up the rest of their lives. This is our Small Change, Big Future seminar. This is our Big Shift PowerPoint. And we're going to show you how your small change will lead to your big future. Let me give you a little history about myself first, how I became a financial advisor. And some parts of my life were very lucky, some parts of my life were sad, and I'll get to both parts of that. But I was 14 years old, working in a bagel store in Roslyn, New York. I used to work in that bagel store. I spent 13 years working behind that counter in Roslyn, Long Island. And what I learned working in that bagel store is that everybody in that town seemed to have a lot more money than me. I was making $6 an hour, I believe, at that point in time. People were pulling up in Lamborghinis and Porsches and Jaguars. And it was all different shapes and sizes, people coming out of the car, all different, racial backgrounds, and I just realized that everybody had more money than me. And I didn't know what to do. I was only 14. One day, this old crotchety guy comes in. This is Mel. Now, I'm 14 years old, working in that bagel store, and when you work in a store like that, the same hours every day, 5 in the morning to 11 in the morning, people have a routine. They tend to come in at the same times every day. This gentleman would come in every morning at 6:45 and get a black coffee and a bialy. And one day I bought him breakfast. And the next day he came back and he said, "How old are you?" And I said, "I'm 14. He said, "Are you putting any money away for retirement?" And I said, "What are you talking about? I'm only 14. And he gave me his card, and it was like, when I say he gave me his card, it was more like, "Here's my card, take it, you better call me, you better call me, you better call me." And it scared the pee out of me. And I said, "I better call him."
Just like that.
Just like that. And I said, "I better call the man or he's going to come back tomorrow and start screaming at me in the middle of the store." So I called him, and it changed my life. And my goal today is to change your guys' lives like he changed my life. And it's very simple to do. I'm actually going to do a couple of stories here. The first part of my story is that Mel grabbed me at the bagel store when I was young enough to change my life, which it did. Okay? Flash forward 10 years from that point, and I'm working with Mel at Morgan Stanley. And once again, one of the first things I realized working at Morgan Stanley is that having money is a very nice thing. My father was a hard-working man his whole life. We were a nice middle-class family. And as soon as you come to Morgan Stanley, you see people having millions of dollars. We have 700 accounts. Some accounts have $1,000 in it. Some accounts have $20 million in it. And as you get older, when you're 50, 60, and 70, you really want to be in the millions. Okay? And I'll get to more points why that's very important. But as I'm working for Mel, we have a billionaire client, and I went to visit him one day at his office. And you walk into his office, and there's this whole wall of pictures of children. And I'm walking over, and he says, "Oh, those are my kids." Now, I know they're not his kids. I know he doesn't have 50 kids. But it's all, as I got closer, I realized it's pictures of kids in hospital gowns and in hospital beds. They were sick children. And here's this guy who's taking care of 50 kids' medical bills. And great thing he's doing. It's fantastic he does it. But I actually walked out of there that day saying to myself, I was a little depressed because I'm never going to change. I'm not going to handle 50 medical bills for children. He flies their families to Disneyland, you know, a lot of stuff with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And I was like, it's such a great thing, but yet I walked out of it a little sad because I know that I'll never be able to do that for, you know, 50 kids. So that's part 2. Part 3, I took my kids to see a Dan Zane show. The Vibe Songmakers were on stage with Dan Zane.
Vibe Songmakers.
Yes. And after the show, we got off at the wrong floor, and my daughter, Gabrielle, as soon as we stepped off the elevator, there they were signing autographs for the girls, signing CDs, and we bought a CD, and I happened to mention to them, make sure you're putting some money away for retirement. They did the same thing I did, you know, 10 years earlier, was like, what are you talking about? We're 14. And that's when we hooked up with Dana, and we've been working with you guys ever since. So that's how I got to where I am right here. Mel changed my life, okay? When I say, what number to you guys is wealthy? Like if you could have, you know, $1 in the bank that you consider wealthy, what would it be? Anybody?
A billion.
Wow. That's true.
1.5.
1.5 is very nice. Yeah, 1.5 million. Okay. Let's go with $1 million mark, because that's the number I have in my head right now. But you guys being, I'm going to say 15 because that's another number I know off the top of my head. If you today, if each one of you guys would put $8,500 into a bank account and let it compound, and hopefully earn a 10% annual return, which is the market average over the last 100 years, by the time you guys turn 65, you will have $1 million. That's if you put away $8,600. Does everybody have $8,600 to do that?
No.
Anybody? No? Okay. Does anybody have $2?
Yes.
Everybody has $2?
Yes.
Okay. If you guys starting today, right now, take $2 every day and put it aside, you will have $1 million when you turn 65. I don't know why everybody doesn't do it. Start socking away while you're young. Besides, you know, time is the biggest factor in accumulating wealth over your lifetime. The more time you have, the easier it is. You guys are, you know, say 15, 16, it's $2 a day. If you wait till you're my age, it's $25 or $30 a day. Okay? By you starting early, it changes your whole life, because most people don't start planning their retirement until they are 25 or 30. They wait till they get through college, and then they want to buy a car, and then they got to do this, or they want to get a house. They don't really put a lot of planning into it. They kind of wing it. If you try to wing it, it becomes that much harder as you get older. In my perfect world, I'd love to see you guys do $2 a day right now. It becomes so much harder if you don't start while you're young. Is there anybody here who can't do $2 a day? You can't?
Okay.
Did you spend any money today?
Yes.
What did you spend money on?
Wait, you mean from the beginning?
From the beginning.
You woke up, you went out, you went to Starbucks?
Okay, this morning I got a Frappuccino and a banana.
How much was that?
A Frappuccino was like
Four
$4.something,
something.
And how much was the
the
banana?
banana was like 90 cents.
So that's, we're up to $6.
Okay.
Yeah, and then after I went outside, I spent $4 on chicken nuggets.
So that's 10. Okay. So if you just skip that Frappuccino 3 days a week, or even 2 days a week, you know, it's going to really help you. That Frappuccino is costing you $4 million when you're 65.
That's a $4 million
Frappuccino! And that's exactly the way, you need to look at it. That's a $4 million Frappuccino.
That must be really
Yeah.
good.
Because it's all these small little nickels and dimes that you put away today that grow into dollars as you get older. And it's Albert Einstein said it best, the strongest force in the universe is compounding interest. And you need to take advantage. The biggest thing you have on your side, doesn't matter how much money you have, it's time. And you're young. You know, you can't put a price tag on it. So take advantage of your youth.